I know somebody who showed up at the wrong house for an open house.
Mm-hmm.
So they were looking for a new home. They looked up the address, and it was I think townhomes or something like that. So they're all joined together.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, let's walk in. And there was a sign that says, please remove your shoes, which is when you go into an open house when you're looking at a home, there's usually a sign that says, please remove your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So they walk in, they're walking around. They're they noticed some other people there walking around too, and they thought that they were other people looking. No, so the homeowner comes up and he says, excuse me, this is my house.
Oh, gosh.
They had gone to, it was something like 7335, and they went to 7325, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what'd they do? They call the cops? They get mad? They're like, no, we were very gracious and embarrassed, and they could tell.
Yeah.
So they ended up showing us around, which was basically the same as the one that was the open house. So sometimes you show up for the wrong thing. Most people don't show up for the wrong funeral, though.
That's what I did. My dad and I, so a family friend passed away, and he used to do a lot of stuff. Family friend, my parents went to school with them, so we went to the funeral. We show up, I think it was 10:30, and we see there's no cars in the parking lot, but there's workers walking in and out. So we're like, this is strange. We go and we ask, and they say, oh, no, the service is at 2. Which is odd because we saw the flyer and it said 10:30, but whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Go back later in the day. Now there's people there. So we're like, all right, whatever. My dad went to school with this guy and my mom. So my dad's looking around to see if he sees anybody he went to school with or family members. Doesn't recognize a soul. But we're just like, all right, whatever. That's not what we're here for. So we're standing in line to go, I guess, say a prayer over his body or whatever. And as we're getting closer, my dad starts to look at the body and he whispers to me, he's like, that's not the guy. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I only know this guy, so I don't know anybody else around me. But I was like, it's not the guy. So it's awkward. So we go and say a prayer. We signed his book on the way in. So me and my dad are like, oh, okay. So I'm like, what happened? We left immediately, and we went to go look back at the flyer. It was the following Sunday. So it's this Sunday coming up instead of last Sunday. And it was just so awkward because now me and my dad are like, these people are going to probably be like, who's Vont and Tariq whenever they read the book?
Yeah.
Wait, so did you go say a prayer over the body?
Well, you have to. They're
Right,
in line.
You're in the line. Yeah, I can't get out.
Line. Yeah.
I already felt bad because we didn't stay for the funeral. We said the prayer and then we left immediately. But that's kind of understandable because some people can't handle funerals, right? That's fine. But I just felt awkward because we said this prayer over, I don't know who this guy was, signed the book, and it was just embarrassing, but not, because nobody knew who we were.
I would have started making a scene. I would have fallen to my knees in front of the casket like, John was so great.
Jerry, my favorite guy. It was ridiculous. And it goes down, and we told the story to 5 people, and they all thought we were nuts. So it's just one of those things how?
Did you not see any programming at the beginning, rest in peace, so-and-so from 1970 to 2024, whatever?
Giant picture on a stand up there?
My dad knew this guy better. So, I knew him, but my dad knew his family, his friends. So I was hoping my dad would look, because I was just there to say my condolences. Cool. I wasn't looking around for anything. Even the book, I don't think said his name. Or maybe it was open already when we got up there. So we just thought, let's sign this and go. Because when you're at funerals, you kind of got tunnel vision. You're upset about this person.
Yeah.
You're not looking around for flyers let me make sure this is the right guy's funeral. That doesn't happen. That never happens.
You don't expect to be at the wrong funeral. Wow.
And it was so weird because the guy whose funeral we were at, he was 70. So he was some old guy. The guy whose funeral we were going to supposed to be at was 40. So we were as we got closer, we saw just wrinkles.
Yeah.
We were that's not Jerry.
I wonder if anybody else has shown up at the wrong event, showed up at the wrong wedding. Here comes the bride, and you're like, that ain't her.
Funerals is not, that doesn't happen. I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens, period. I think the home thing, that's common. That's common.
Oh, yeah.
And it's less awkward than a wedding or a funeral. Because weddings and funerals, I feel like they're big events, so you feel some obligation to stay.
Oh, absolutely.
And there are crowds of people there. So they recognize, we don't know this person. He wasn't part of the family.
I'll bet there are people who showed up at the wrong maybe wedding or dropped their kid at the wrong house for a sleepover. It's like, okay, here you go. Hop out, Connie.
Yeah.
Connie hops out. You pick her up the next day. She's like, I had a great time, but I didn't know anybody. What about you? You get a story about that? Only Vont. Only Vont and Tariq.
I wonder if this is the right guy's funeral.
It was just so odd. Like I said, from the minute we got there at 10:30 and no one was there, we were like, this is odd, but whatever. And we're just idiots, is what it
It was
is.
nice of you to go up and act
Yeah.
like you knew this guy.
We
That was
would have
nice
just
of you
been
to do.
jerks if we walked out of the line.
Ah, wrong guy.
This isn't him.